money. You're giving them paper dollars, paper fiat. Excuse me. You're not paying for nothing. You're just giving them more debt. A negative. You cannot pay a negative with a negative. It's not going to work because it's still going to be a negative. So when you purchase anything you have is not yours, people. Some know this, some may not. Anything you have is not yours. Okay? And I'll get to that later. But right now we're on affidavits. Okay? So in affidavit, put facts, truth, and law. Something that's unrebuttable, that's unrefutable, that facts and law can back up. How else are they going to rebut it? Okay. The use of a Federal Reserve note is only a promise to pay. So when you give somebody 5 fiat notes, you're saying, I promise to pay you when there's real money. Okay. Title 42, each citizen acts as a private attorney general who takes the mantle of sovereign. But Title 42 also is more for civil rights, so be careful about Title 42. But it states that each citizen acts as a private attorney general, takes on the mantle of sovereign. You are an attorney general. You are a sovereign. Look those words up, people. The black robe is not a judge, but merely a magistrate. So the person who you go and they summon you and you in there, he has a black robe on. He's telling you got to pay whatever. He's not a judge. He's a magistrate. There hasn't been a judge since 1789. The Constitution states that in the Titles of Nobility Acts, all titles are stripped because they're de facto. If I'm wrong, please enlighten me, because as I'm still learning myself. So each one teach one, help each other out. Let's not downplay what people know. Let's uplift and not fucking, oh, that shit was wrong, he's lined it out. Correct me and I will humbly accept it, and you're making me better. Peace and love all day. So okay, that's about it. Affidavit further saith not. So I ended the affidavit there. Oh, hold on. 23, actually. The policy enforcer that committed grand theft auto with a firearm is in violation of international law, and stated out of his own mouth, when I asked, are you depriving me of my rights? Policy enforcer D. Evans, badge number 5569, replied, and I quote, yes, I am. And I have witnesses. He deliberately said that. So, don't worry, coming for you. And I reserve my rights. The United States has an obligation to the people, which they do. You enforce that. You make them recognize that they have an obligation to the people. They're acting as trustees to our state. So anything we say goes. They have to do it. They don't want you to know this, so they assume the position of authority because you're ignorant. Ignorant isn't a bad word. Ignorant just means you're ignorant of the facts. You're ignorant to what your true position is in this matrix. And your brother, your brethren, you have brothers, you have divine beings, you have advanced souls here that manifest into the flesh, the physical matter, and we talk information. You feel me? We give it to you. We give you what you need to better yourself as a American citizen and as a soul, as a divine being of the Creator. You come from truth, love, justice, peace, and freedom. You are a divine being. You should hold that title. Like, you should hold your head up high. Don't let these Europeans out here think that, or any other dirty Moors, dirty black people, Moors, whatever, dirty Moors, whatever. Don't let them fool you into believing that you're a sinner or that you're worthless, or they're hiding something. You are divine. All right, so page 3. Contracts breached. United States Constitution for America, 1789, breached federal law. They breached California penal codes, and they breached the motor vehicle code. The laws that they breached, I'm just putting them on notice that I know what they did fraudulently. Okay, so they violated the United States Constitution for America when they towed my vehicle. They violated Article 1, Section 9, no bills of attainder. They violated Article 4, guarantees republic form of government. They violated Article 6, oath of office. Violated Fourth Amendment that protects you against illegal searches and seizures. Uh, they violated my Fifth Amendment, my right to due process. Violated my Seventh Amendment, my trial by jury, before they even took anything. Eighth Amendment also violated no excessive bails or bonds, because of course when they tow your vehicle, they want you to pay all these excessive bails, bonds, and fees or whatever. That's excessive bail. That's excessive force. That's a form of slavery. So off top, first Constitution, boom, gave them those. And I got a tip. I don't know if I'm right. I just got a tip from an elder. He said, look, put all the codes in there that they violate. Start with the Constitution. Then whatever law they violate, put it in there, because they're federal employees, they're federal agents, and they have to abide by those laws and those statutes and codes, just as they presume and assume you are, because they presume you to be the 14th Amendment corporate citizen, which is an agent of the state, a federal agent. So when you break those statutes and codes, they're assuming that you're an agent, and now you have to, when you breach their contract, you're obligated to the liability that comes with it, because you're considered a federal agent, 14th Amendment corporate citizen. So when they break laws, we hold them to it, because they are federal agents, and they have to abide by their rules and regulations. So, federal law, they violated Title 18, United States Code, Section 242, deprivation of rights, Title 18, 241, conspiracy of rights, Title 18, hostage taking, Section 1203, racketeering under the RICO Act. They violated California Penal Codes, Section 146, color of authority, 146A, 1, 3, and 4, false representation, 209A, kidnap to commit robbery, fear, 212, Penal Code, fear under unlawful injury, 215, carjacking, 484, fraud, 47, taking vehicle without consent, 518, extortion, 519, fear constitutes extortion, 522, forced signatures. Y'all with me? Right? Alright. Let's hope y'all with me. And they have to rebut everything. They haven't. So, when I get myself in order, I will be seeing them for payment. Okay? But you can do this too. You have the potential. You got to access that potential. Okay, we already went over Vehicle Code Section 260, which states that commercial vehicles are required to be registered. Let me check the time. Okay, required to register your vehicle. Okay, and the rest is Supreme Court. Supreme Court backs everything up. And I'm going to hit you with some Supreme Courts. Impoundment of a vehicle legally parked on a resident street 2 houses away from the driver's residence was likewise unconstitutional. United States versus Kaiser. Impounding a vehicle is a seizure without warrant within the meaning of the 14th Amendment. Miranda versus City. Cumulus. Automobile purchased for the purpose of transporting buyer to and from his place of employment was consumer goods as defined in UCC 919. Okay? But that's basically qualifying what is a consumer, what is a commercial driver. It is beyond the power of the state legislation, fiat, to convert property used exclusively in the business of a private carrier into a public utility, or make the owner a public carrier for what be taking private property for public use, without just compensation, which no state can do consistently with the due process clause of the 14th Amendment. Well, this one basically says they can't convert private property into public utilities without compensation. That falls under the 14th Amendment, but Supreme Court backs it up. If you know contract law, you know how to navigate in and out the matrix. So it's clear some murky water up. A vehicle not used for commercial activity, look up commercial in the law dictionary, is a consumer good. It is not a type of vehicle required to be registered in use of tax paid, of which the tab is evidence of the receipt of the tax. Bank of Boston versus Jones. Commercial, a vehicle not used for commercial activity. All your vehicles. You're not a bus driver. If you're not a bus driver, taxi driver, Uber driver, truck driver, etc., you don't need to register your vehicle. No law requires you to record/pledge your private automobile. Traffic infractions are not crimes. Okay. Waiver of constitutional rights not only must be voluntary, they must be knowingly and intelligent acts done with sufficient awareness. All government law is private contract law. An officer who acts in violation of the Constitution ceases to represent the government. Brookfield Company versus Stewart. Okay. Let's see. Okay. No state shall convert a right into a privilege, license it, and attach a fee. Murdoch versus Penn. So these are just case laws backing up the law. You feel me? To back up what you're talking about. And as a remedy, throw whatever, man. If they violate you, they've been doing this for so long. Throw out whatever you feel is necessary to redeem them from violating you. Okay, this is my remedy. Common law remedy. As remedy to clear the said claim of democracy induced upon the United States Constitution for America of the Republic by United States federal employees and the hard times and injury placed upon me while in my private capacity, I, Noble Arthur Trejo Bay II, wish to be compensated $5 million U.S. credit funds for punitive damages and $5 million for compensatory damages in lieu of lawful money, willing to negotiate, and return of private property from out of the city government office, like auction lien sales located at their address, car lot. And if my private property has been sold, I wish to be compensated as required by the law, and wish for a vehicle of my liking without any fees or hidden charges, free from maintenance issues and body damage, at any value I so choose, along with any year, with no hassle or discrimination against my proper person in my proper status. If after 13 days of this affidavit of fact goes unrebutted, point for point, this document stands as truth and fact. Boom. But this is a copy. This isn't the original. The original, I established my judicial, because like when you do affidavits, you want to establish if they were to come back at you, you want to be in a judicial Article 3 court with an Article 3 judge, which is common law court, Supreme Court. Feel me? They have the true power. That's the way they have the proper jurisdiction. Let's say that to hear cases, certain cases, of course. But yeah. So I can go deeper into it, but I'm about to head out, and it's already been 30 minutes. But if you guys have any more questions, feel free to get out your boy. Feel me? It's all love, man. Feel me? Then after the affidavit, you get it notarized. You get it notarized by a notary. Then what you do is you make copies, of course. Then you have evidence to back up your case. So you're more. I'll be putting in the peace treaty between Morocco and the United States, Resolution 75, Rights of Indigenous People signed by Barack Obama. I'll put a copy of my state records, my national identity, House Joint Resolution 182, and pretty much, and whatever else you feel that you need to back up your case, that's going to help you win or help you easily get it dismissed. So, as I said, I'm still learning. So if anybody out there disagrees or has any, other ways of going about it, feel free to let me know intelligently. Because I'm not the nigga you want to. I'm not the nigga you talk shit to. I'll tell you right now. I ain't trying to intimidate nobody, but we all have our private side. You feel me? It's all about love here. Keep that negativity to yourself. If you like the video, like it, let me know so I can do more videos. I'm just trying to help uplift my my family, my peoples. And this is how we're gonna do it, through law, learning law. Feel me? Love, peace, and